like dolphins we swim. Though nothing will keep us together, we can keep them forever and ever. We can be heroes just for one day. Just for one day, we can be us. Just for one day. Just for one day. We could be heroes. Thank you. Hello everybody and welcome to Toyah at Home. I hope you're managing to see your loved ones get out and about and enjoy the slow release of lockdown. I can't wait to get to London. I've not been there for 6 months and I have plants in my apartment and I want to see if they're still alive. And I'm sure anyone who works in London will be thinking, is everything still there? This week, Robert and I finished our roles on Posh Pop. I put the last vocal down, Robert put the last guitar down, and through a sequence of connections, 6 degrees of separation, we have managed to make contact with someone we want to mix the album who works with A-listers across the world. And we're so excited. We're so excited because there's so many elements on this album that are about sounds from our past, sounds from the present. We've mixed them all up, and this person is so right to bring this album into the world with the kind of sound and depth it needs with what we've put on instrumentally onto the album and how I have sung it. So we're very, very excited about that. Also, so many scripts are coming in and I'm saying yes to all of them. They are really exciting film roles and films seem to be starting up again. Yay, hey, hey! And if you're wondering why I'm sounding a bit boomy, if you're listening on radio, I'm in an empty library, which is in our office block. I've been using this as my film set because I am directing and filming all the videos for the album. I'm attempting to make 10 videos that will be available to you when the album is released. I'm halfway through, but this room is one of the major rooms of the whole of the concept of this video album. It's a time warp room, that's how we're using it, and it jumps into different dimensions. So I'm trying to just tie everything together, but I'm in that room if you're listening on radio. So boomy, 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 because everything needs to be empty so that I can jump around the room and put different kind of themes into each corner. So the first song relates to 2 announcements I'm going to be making on this broadcast to do with Record Store Day. So the first announcement is going to come after the first song, and then the last announcement is going to become before the last song on this broadcast. So stay tuned to find out what's happening. This lovely song, Echo Beach, was recorded at the Water Rats in King's Cross with the late great Colin Hines on guitar and vocals, Chris Wong guitar and vocals, Mike Nichols on bass and vocals, and John Humphrey, I believe, on vocals and beatbox. So enjoy Echo Beach, and I will make the announcement afterwards.
Let's go to the other side of the spectrum. Let's go to American New Wave here. This is a song I actually had a hit with in the late 80s, and it's called Echo Beach. And I drive along cool. I can't help it, I'm a romantic fool. It's a habit of mine to watch the sun go down. On Echo Beach, I watch the sun go down. From 9 to 5 I have to spend my time at work. My job is very boring, I'm an office clerk. The only thing that helps me pass the time away is knowing I'll be back on Echo Beach someday. I want to see you clapping. Silent summer evenings, skies alive with lights. Building in the distance, surrealistic sight. On Echo Beach, waves make the only sound. On Echo Beach, there's not a soul around. From 9 to 5 I have to spend my time at work. My job is very boring, I'm an office clerk. The only thing that helps me pass the time away is knowing I'll be back on Echo Beach someday. Echo Beach, Echo Beach, Echo Beach, Echo Beach, Echo Beach, far away in time. Echo Beach, far away in time. Echo Beach, far away in time. Echo Beach, far away
was Echo Beach at the Water Rats, which was a really fun film to make because the fans were up close and personal and absolutely loving it, and they were so buzzing and joining in. I could hear them breathe. It's such a lovely, intimate venue. So I promised you an announcement, and this is in celebration of Echo Beach appearing in its 12 mix form on a special new vinyl LP collection called Mesmerised, especially for Record Store Day. It will be in record shops as of Saturday the 12th of June as part of Record Store Day Drop 1. Full details on www.toyahwillcox.com. Please always remember 2 L's in Willcox. That way you get straight to what I own and what my team run and the most up-to-date information. This release contains 11 tracks, most of which have never been on vinyl before. It also includes Line of Symmetry with Tony Banks, which we are getting so many questions about. So let's start with the first question. Naylor, you say Line of Symmetry with Tony Banks of Genesis. It's great. My vocals have such character and edge. Have I ever performed it live, or would I ever re-record it for an album? I've not performed it live, and I would only want to perform it live with Tony Banks. And the reason for that is he wrote the tune and recorded the backing track, gave it to me, and I created the lyric and the vocal melody. And it has this richness because of the two of us. And part of that is when I turned up to record it, I turned up at Tony Banks' specially built recording studio, which was within his home grounds, where he records with Genesis. And it's a very, very good recording studio. And I remember singing this track live was so easy because the sound in that studio was so great. And I always sing with one ear uncovered because I need my own acoustic space to work my vocal cords freely. I find if my ears are completely covered, it minimizes the use of my vocal cords. So here I was in Tony Banks' studio, and I only had a day to record this, and I believe we put 100 layers of vocals in it. And it was just joy. The sound was beautiful. And I did the main vocal, and then I did all the backing vocals, and then Tony wanted me to add lots and lots of layers of chants. And we had so much fun. He even asked me to sing out of key to see if I could do it. And I managed to sing the whole song out of key from top to bottom. And he said, that was brilliant. It didn't work, but you stayed loyal to that key for the whole take. We had a lot of fun, and Tony Banks says that it's one of his favourite ever collaborations. So if we were to perform it live, I would like it to be with Tony, because when I perform with the Toyah band, we deliberately keep everything raw and naked because the songs can take that. A good song can be performed with one instrument. It could even be performed a cappella. And I always choose with the Toyah band to keep good, raw, root energy there because I began in punk, I moved into new wave, pop, rock, all of that. I keep true to that. With Tony, Line of Symmetry was created for a Johnny Hallyday movie in France, and I performed it live, as a hologram in the movie. So it's a very rich movie sound. And I know that if I ever performed it live with Tony Banks, he would be able to reproduce that sound, and it would be an honor for me to do it. So Tony, if you're listening or anyone out there knows Tony, I think it's about time he and I performed Line of Symmetry live. Yay! Now, our next question from Vinnie Verdi. Does life get any easier when you get older, or do you miss your youth? Firstly, I don't miss my youth. It was lovely being in a young body, having endless energy, believing that life was eternal. That was lovely, but I don't miss it because life is so enriching. What I like about my life today is that, firstly, I planned for it, and I started planning at the age of 25. I started a pension at the age of 25, and I had a very brilliant acting agent who told me to put all my tax money in a bank account, all my VAT money in a bank account, and save, she said save 10% of all income for the money pot at the end of your life. I actually put away 20% of my income, and I sacrificed designer clothes, designer handbags and holidays for that. And I'm not smug about it. I've just learned the hard way. When I was 11, my father lost everything. He was given a bad investment, and he literally became penniless overnight. From the age of 16 right through to 10 years ago, I supported my parents financially. They never got over that. And boy, does that teach you about money and planning. One of my managements gave me 12 pensions. 12. I've now kind of conglomerated them into one pension. And I will say, and I'm not allowed to advise you this, but in my life experience, Legal in General have never lost me money. So there you go. That's a tip from me. But I've had pensions now since the age of 25, and I'm now turning 63. So I have that bedrock. The other thing that I planned for was that I bought a house with the first chunk of money I ever earned, and that allowed me a foot into the housing market. But that was what we did in the 80s, and I know today it's very, very different. But what I will say is, if you can put away the rainy day money, put that before anything else. We've been encouraged to have debt on credit cards and encouraged to spend a lot of money, but always put your VAT money aside, put your tax money aside, so you know you've never spent it and it's there and it gives you peace of mind. And if you can put away 10%, 20% of your profit just for your kind of pension pot when you hit your 50s upwards, then it will give you peace of mind. Now, I truly understand not everyone can do that, but I have learnt the hard way. And the other 2 times that I was left penniless one was my own fault. It was just before starting filming The Tempest around 1981, could have been 1980, where we started to have cash machines outside banks. And every day I was taking 100 quid out and going shopping. And after 3 months of doing that, the bank account was empty. And I remember it's on the day I was driving up to Coventry, Stoneleigh Abbey, to start filming The Tempest, and there was nothing in the account. And boy, was that the biggest lesson I have ever learned, because I didn't have a credit card and I didn't have an overdraft facility. So that was my own fault. I learned never to shop till you drop. The other time was when management around 1990 had power of attorney, and when I was on tour with Robert with Sunday All Over the World, we came back and my bank accounts had been emptied. Absolutely nothing left. In fact, I was left with overdrafts because these managers had power of attorney. And I learnt from that day onwards, never ever allow anyone power of attorney unless you're really ill, and control your own money. And from the day I left that management, I started to get back on my feet again. And a wonderful manager who took me on, called John Roseman, helped me build everything back again. And I realised how much the old managers were making disappear that I never saw, because within 2 years I was back on my feet and worth 4 times more than I ever have been. So I'm very, very, I'm controlling. I'm really controlling about money because I've learnt the hard way. So in answer, Vinny, that gives me a security today, which I would advise any young person, any person, to just pick up and listen about. Have some savings. The other thing I would say is that when I was younger, things distressed me and bothered me and ate away at me, and they were nothing to do with me. They were other people's opinions. And today, I now am in control of my creativity and what I choose to read, what I choose to be influenced by, and I'm pretty independent. I make my own decisions. I take advice off very few people, and I only take advice off them because I know they will not blind me by their opinion, they will guide me. And I'm pretty, strong about that. This is a unique body. I'm a unique person. And as anyone knows who watches these broadcasts regularly, I really brain train the whole time so that I try to keep my thinking improving, my ideas improving, myself as a performer improving, because I don't believe we stop our education ever. I believe we grow, and that is part of the mechanisms that we are. I think, putting it very basically, say we're a battery, like a phone battery, or a battery that you put in your alarm clock. We can recharge. And I look on everything as recharging the gift of being in this body, so that when I'm no longer around, I have a really strong charged battery that moves me on to the next dimension. That sounds crazy, but I do not believe in the end of life. So, I always feel that life is a journey. From the moment we begin to the moment we leave this dimension, it is a journey that we honor. So would I like to be young again? Was life better when I was young? No way. No way. I'm much happier now. And that is to do with mental stability. And I work very hard on my body, and as many people know, I've been through pretty major things. I've had to learn to walk again 3 times in my life, and I've done it, and I'm now dancing and running, and we can get over certain hurdles. There are times in my life I never want to visit again, but at this exact moment in time, I'm very, very happy being a 62-year-old who's about to turn 63. It's fine, but you keep working at it. I don't believe anymore that things fall in your lap. You make things happen. We all have to make things happen, and that's fine by me. So, Vinny, thank you for that. Richard Moore, when does music become art? Boy, you've made me think with this one, Richard, and I love this question. I think it becomes art when, say you're writing music, that when you do something that is not formulaic, that challenges you and makes you think, gosh, I've never done that before. I've never used B flat before. I've never gone from B flat to G. I've never used anything other than the A, D, E sequences. I mean, when you experiment and you go into ninths or you go into sevenths, and then you think, wow, that's really nice. That for you is art. You're creating something that's broken your own boundary. But for me, sometimes music becomes art when it's heard. And I do believe all of us who write music, who put music out there, deserve to be heard. And at that point, it's art, because we've made it happen and we've put something into the world. Like the butterfly flapping its wings, we've caused change. I think music becomes art when it changes people's life's direction. Let's give you an example of this. Paul Hardcastle's 19, which was released in the mid-80s, completely changed the direction of music, and also reminded a young generation that Vietnam happened and people as young as 19 were sent to fight in a war. That is art, brutal art, but art all the same. Laurie Anderson, Hello Superman. That changed the perception of music. That was art. I would also say that music is reinvented by where it's placed. If it's placed in a movie, sometimes you get the most incredible sequences in movies that use songs that are 20, 30 years old, completely reinvents the meaning of the song. And as a stage actress, I find that music can change a whole scene, give it another dimension, give it new meaning. And not only does the actions that we're doing on stage give new meaning to the music gives new meaning to the actions. So I think once music is put into our lives and is put into the motion of time, it becomes art. But music cannot be art if it's not being listened to. So the motion of time and the involvement in our lives turns it into art, if that makes sense. I love that question. Thank you so much. It was absolutely brilliant. Carol, you say you've been loving the content that Robert and I have been doing, and it's been a light in the darkness for you. You obviously live in San Francisco, so hello from the UK, Carol. And you say, have I performed in San Francisco? And if so, how was it? And my thoughts on the city and the Bay. Well, I haven't performed in San Francisco, but my sister-in-law lives by the Bay near the park, and I'm there often. I was there about 8 years ago. When I say I'm there often, because Robert and I dropped into San Francisco on our way to do some shows in Seattle with Bill Rieflin with Toyah and the Humans. We were promoting Strange Tales. I love San Francisco. I mean, it's a walking city, isn't it? You just want to walk around it. My sister's house is near Hugo Street, so you just cross over one main avenue and you're in the park. And I used to love going out there and watching everyone do Tai Chi in the park. And then you go over Golden Gate Bridge and have breakfast, come back again. I adore the city. I adore the waterfront. I love going to places and having really good food. So if you go to the waterfront at San Francisco, you've got so many great seafood places. And then lovely streets where you've just got the most gorgeous coffee shops where you can have huge chocolates with a beautiful cup of hot chocolate or coffee. Tea's not so great in the USA. They're getting better at it, but coffee is sensational. I just love walking around that city. It's very beautiful. And there's a museum in the middle of the park, which I love to visit as well. I think it's something to do with design. I haven't been there for a while. But it's very friendly. We've got friends there. When my sister was sailing around the world in the Clipper race, she had a stop off at San Francisco. And Robert's sister, Patricia, looked after my sister for 4 days. The boat was about a week late, so Robert and I arrived a week earlier, and we had to miss my sister, who we'd not seen for a year because she was sailing around the world in a yacht race. And Patricia sent this wonderful picture of my sister with a bottle of wine and about 6 bars of chocolate and hair that desperately needed cutting. We have lovely memories of San Francisco. It's a gorgeous place to have a holiday. And if you're interested in visiting America and you haven't, San Francisco is really one of the places to go. It's liberal, it's forward thinking. It's a walking city with very friendly people and incredible culture. So I love it, really love it. And Carol, one day, hopefully, I will get to play there. Never say never. That's my saying. And thank you for that. Haley Mason. I adore Don't Fall in Love, I Said the song. The video and the photos are just incredible. Do I still own the rubber dress from the video shoot? Well, I tried finding it for you, but I do remember the last time I had it, it had just eroded in its packaging. Rubber doesn't last for long. So this is the rubber top from the time I toured Sugar Rush with Toyah and the Humans about, where are we now? 2001, 11, it was about 12 years ago I did that tour. And this is starting to perish. Rubber doesn't last, and the rubber dress, obviously, this is a top, and the dress was a full dress. I got that dress for Don't Fall in Love in Kensington at Hyper, which was a very brilliant alternate market, a bit like Dover Street, but a little less pricey. And this dress was just so beautiful, and I had to be zipped up into it and couldn't wear anything underneath it. And it was revolutionary at the time. And then you sprayed yourself with Mr. Sheen, and you just looked as if your body was liquid. It was absolutely gorgeous. So somewhere tucked away, I have the decaying remains of that dress. And the video was shot by Terence Donovan, and he also did all the photos for the cover That is just beautiful. Me being very small, he deliberately did the photos to make me look tall and grand. He also did this one for Soul Passing Through Soul, and that actually was Grace Jones's bodice, which was fiberglass. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It was a great shoot and a great time for me, image-wise. Absolutely loved it. Stuart Keogh. Hello, Stuart. I hear your name often. How are you? When it comes to the track listing on an album, what influences the order of the songs? Okay, is it sometimes a linking narrative, theme? No, I haven't done a narrative theme on Posh Pop. What we've done with Posh Pop is we've gone with the power to thrill. The opening number has a really personal opening line, which I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's just something we all need to say to each other. And the verses are incredibly, the voice is going to be right up here. If you listen to it loudly, the voice is placed here rather than there, which is what I call live performance. So up close voice. And then the chorus is just huge and loud, like a live performance, and the voice splits into the room. We wanted to open with our particular opening song because it's thrilling and it's about escapism. And that's on Posh Pop. The thrill of doing a song order is very much how you pace the order in a concert, that the opening 3 songs are the songs that maintain the physical energy of the listener. Then you need to change the 4th song to re-energize the listener. Now, when you're listening to an album, that could become a quiet song, it could become a ballad, or it could be a style change. But by the 4th song, even in a live show or in the context of listening to a brand new album, that 4th song needs to change the emotion of the listener. So we plan the running order in an emotional journey rather than a narrative journey. Very rarely do we have songs with a similar narrative and we have to keep them far apart. What I do keep far apart is slow songs. You just don't want the energy to dip. You need a slow song to give the listener a breather and the ears a breather, and then you can start building up again. It is a science, and it causes much debate, and sometimes it causes arguments. We take album orders really seriously, even though a lot of people say, who listens to albums these days? Well, my generation do. And with Posh Pop, and even with Crimson Queen, we wanted the audience to go on an emotional journey when they listen to that album. And what we have got right with Posh Pop is the sheer elation and joy that takes you up. And then we come to the ending number, which just has the right effect. I had a conversation earlier with brilliant Craig Astley, the designer of all the artwork, along with Alan Sawyer's on the album, and I've known since he was 4 years old, and he runs my archive. And he says, I can't stop listening to that last number, and I cry at the end of it. And that is exactly what the ending of the album should be. So we feel we've got the running order right. It's about emotions. It's about lifting, making someone get completely lost, as if they're in a fabulous, immersive experience, and then you release them. And Stuart, you say, have we got the running order for Posh Pop? Well, you guessed by now, we have, and we're really excited by it. So thank you everyone for listening today. I love being able to give you snippets of experience from my life that might just help you or your children. Your questions have been fantastic. I absolutely love it. And if you're still wondering why you're listening to this echoey sound, I'm in an empty library in our offices, and the reason the library's empty is it's my film set for the videos I'm shooting for Posh Pop, which will be available to you once we start releasing the tracks off Posh Pop. They're going to be visual and audio tracks as well. And this is the main room, the main theme of the video album is a room that takes you to different dimensions. So we're going to go out. I said at the beginning, that we had two announcements today to do with Record Store Day, and this is my next announcement. And also in shops on the 12th of June for Record Store Day is Mesmerised, a 10-track vinyl of tracks that have never been on vinyl by Toyah. Is going to be on the 12th of June, a special vinyl mini album from Toyah for the 40th anniversary edition. Yay! And it's pressed on green vinyl and it features unseen photos from the original photo sessions. Full details on my official website, toyahwillcox.com, 2 L's in Willcox. So to celebrate this, and we've got so much news coming up in the next 10 weeks, there's so much going on with Blue Meaning coming out, the vinyls coming out, Posh Pop coming out. It's a phenomenal 10 weeks. So to celebrate Record Store Day announcement today, we are going out with War Boys live at the Rainbow. Oh, this is so fantastic. Now, this is Toyah live, Warrior Rock, which I believe was from the Hammersmith Apollo, but here's a little memory because we opened the show with War Boys. We're going out today with War Boys at the Rainbow in 1981 with Joel Bogan, Adrian Lee, Phil Spalding, and Nigel Glocker. Oh my God, what joy! Stay safe, everybody. I'm thinking of you. Lots of love. We will see you tonight for Agony Aunts, and tomorrow is Sunday lunch. It's themed me from Birmingham, and the band we're covering are from Birmingham. It's a bit of a Birmingham show tomorrow, Sunday lunch, and it's stunning. See you soon. Lots of love from Toyah.
The lords in the jungle, we're the war boys, we're the ones who make all the noise. Up with the dawn, it's just another day, eh? On with the war paint, it's just another day, eh? We are the lords of the dawn. We are a child of the verse sublime, moved by our warriors, drifting with time. We live every day, so it's our last. One step wrong, we're a thing of the past. Pure objects with strange desires. Step in our way, we'll burn you with fire. Chase the rara. Chase the rara. Sun goes down. It's just another day. The lights go out and we fade away. Takes the rara. Takes the rara. Run from the door into the night. wishes.